Welcome everybody to our June board meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I'm gonna start off with some sad news. One of our chairs, the chair of reserve seating, John, and it's McP, but John McPilmy. Um, so John passed away. Um, I want everybody anybody who knew him just to kind of know that. And it seems as if more and more we're hearing members of our community are passing away. But we saw that John passed away recently, and we wanted to take note of that. Um, so. Uh, The next order of business is going to be to approve the meetings from the last minute. Uh,
Approve the minutes from the last meeting.
yeah.
So moved.
Okay. Anybody second?
Second.
Eric second. All those in favor? Okay. Anybody not in favor? Nope. So that passes. Um, and then I think Cheryl is here. Is Cheryl here
Yes,
from
I
NERPA?
am.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, that was quick.
Yeah, you're up front. So Cheryl is representative from NERFA, and she's going to take a couple minutes to go over a couple things. So Cheryl, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Eric, and everybody on the board. Thank you so much for allowing me a few minutes here to chat with you guys. I think Diane Tankel's also on the call. I guess as you guys mostly know, the Northeast Regional Folk Alliance, which Diane basically started, and Bob, there she is. There's everybody. Is still going strong, and we're there's a whole brand new board of directors, and a whole bunch of new volunteers, and a complete massive changeover from the last few years. For those who attended the conference, know what I'm speaking about. And for many years, the Northeast Regional Folk Alliance, NERFA as we call it, our office used to be in the back of the PFS office. So we basically took over the back part of the office on Emlyn Street, I guess for 4 months out of the year leading up to the conference. So if it wasn't for the PFS, I can honestly say I don't think NERFA would exist. And for those who don't know what NERFA is, it's basically a mini Folk Alliance conference. So it's a conference in November where musicians and booking agents and venue people and DJs and folky fans get together in a hotel, put on a business conference, play a lot of showcases at night. And for those who are looking for the business part of it, it's a business conference where people can hopefully learn about the business of the music scene in the Northeast and try to get some gigs and try to make some connections. But it's mostly about community. And for as long as I've been involved with NERFA, and obviously since day one with Diane, PFS always had a presence at the conference. So PFS always had an exhibit hall table, which we always gave to you guys as a part of our thank you for letting us use your office. So you would have an exhibit hall table, and then you guys also always hosted a showcase room, and those late night showcase rooms happen in the wee hours of the morning from 10:30 at night till 2:30 in the morning, where you guys would showcase artists that you want to showcase. So basically whoever would host that room would put together an evening of showcasing, or 3 evenings if we're lucky, of showcasing. So, like I said, PFS has always had a presence there. I understand why it hasn't in the last few years. It's, to be honest, the same reason I didn't attend for the last 3 years. But we don't have to go into all that. But there's, like I said, I'm the president of the board now, and there's a whole new board of wonderful, amazing people like Sarah from Cafe Lena and Ron Olesko from Folk Music Notebook, and yeah, a whole bunch of a couple of artists, wonderful artists from the Massachusetts area, and Jane Toohey, who may or may not be on this call right now, I don't know. So yeah, it's a wonderful board, and we are excited about this conference. Janice Ian is one of our keynote speakers. We just announced 2 days ago, so that's kind of exciting. And basically, I just wanted to just extend an invitation for PFS if it wants to, if a few people want to come and host a showcase room, or just to let you know a little bit about the conference and invite you guys to have a presence like you did for the first 25 years of its existence. It would be nice. And you guys can get a hold of me at cheryl@nerfa.org. And most people have my private email who are on this call. So cheryl@nerfa.org, you can ask me questions, figure out if you guys want to come and do some showcasing, or just be a presence there. It would be lovely to have you guys back. And I don't know if Diane wants to say anything. I'll either get a maybe or a no or a Diane. I know you're
There we
trying to.
go.
There you go.
Okay. I'm not really sure what I could add, except that when we first started NERFA, we depended on the Folk Song Society. Oh, there. Now I'm unmuted. Yes. Okay. When we first started NERFA, we depended on the Folk Song Society for everything. All the volunteers, when I needed security, I went to the Folk Festival security department for all my volunteers. So the Folk Song Society was intimately involved in everything that NERFA did for the first 10 years or so. And then there were people from other organizations that felt we had too much power. We backed down some, but it doesn't feel right without the Folk Song Society being there. NERFA is as much your conference as it is the international conference. And I haven't been there in the last couple of years either because of the things that have been going on. I intend to come back this year, and I really hope that the society will consider having a presence there and get a table in the exhibit hall, run a what are they calling them, a private showcase, and take part in any other thing that they can.
Yeah.
And I think NERFA used to have a showcase at Fest. I think they had some emerging artists.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't brought that component back. We're just trying to get the conference going.
Yep.
But it would be so nice to get some of the other times of the years things happening, and things like the emerging artist program may not happen, obviously not for this summer, but maybe next year when we get like I said, it's a brand new board and everybody's kind of feeling their way. I used to work in the office with Diane for many years, so I kind of have a grasp of, but it's a whole different world putting on a conference these days, and it's it's a brand new board and brand new volunteers, and we're super excited. I will say I did attend the one last year, and it actually was a very good conference in terms of the workshops and the panels that the programming committee put together were exceptional, and I am glad I went last year. And that same programming committee is still intact, so we're very excited about some of the things that are going to be going on during the day. We're planning on a lot more like hangout time, schmooze time, open mic time. Everything is on one floor, the whole conference, everything, daytime, nighttime, is all on one floor. It's taking place in Albany. It's about 2 minutes from the airport and a good maybe 3.5 hours, 4 hours from you guys, and easy to get to. And it'll be there for the next 3 years. So it would be lovely to see some of your shining faces back at the conference again. And you can get in touch with me to figure out. There is a discount on the I don't know if PFS is a Folk Alliance member right now, but anyways, we could talk about all that and how to register. Just get in touch with me, and if you have any other questions, I see Mara's hand up, but Mara's hand up. I don't know if it's that for me or not.
It is. I think Jefferson's been chatting with you guys about having a showcase room.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I just
But
wanted to
he
confirm
just
that. 'Cause
he invited me to come here and speak to you guys just so that everybody gets an idea of what's going on, what went on, and how it's moving forward. And we're super excited. I will tell you, for those who are artists in this room who want to come and say, will anybody see me? We have more venues registered for the conference now, June 25th, than were at the conference in total last year. So a lot of venues have come back. A lot of the Maryland, DC venues are starting to come back. Yeah, I'm blown away by who's registered already. So, and again, Janician, hello. It's going to be awesome. She's going to do the keynote speech, and she's also going to be interviewed as part of the Wisdom of the Elders panel. So I think it's just going to be a fantastic weekend all around for folkies everywhere. And thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Well, Cheryl, thank you for coming. You have a long history with the society, so we appreciate what you're doing with NERFA, and Diane,
Thank
obviously,
you.
what you've done with NERFA and doing with NERFA, and Jane Toohey, who I know is on the call. So
Oh, good.
you guys are doing
Yeah.
great stuff. Cheryl, I think Julie Linehauser, who also works with setting up our tabling events and working with venues and such. Julie, I think you can put your contact information in chat, and you guys should.
Yeah. I just did as well. So
Awesome.
perfect.
Thank you,
That'll be
Cheryl.
great.
Look forward to connecting.
All right. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Cheryl.
Thanks again.
So next up, we have our treasurer's report. So Eric Robbins, you're up.
Thank you, Eric. And by the way, Cheryl, we are members of the Folk Alliance currently.
That's
Okay,
fantastic.
can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, so here's our income statement for the month of June. You can see for the Folk Festival column, we had 86,000 in ticket sales. That was a good amount of sales for the month, primarily driven by the discount that we had on the volunteer ticket. So we're happy that so many people were able to get their ticket discounted this year, and it helps out your committee chairs with knowing how many people they have and starting some of their planning and scheduling. We also brought in 8,900 in vendor and ad sales. So we had total revenue of the month of 95,000, and our expenses are gearing up now. We had 46,000 of expenses. You'll see come next month in July, we're going to have a lot of expenses, and then obviously August, the majority of them. But most of the expenses for this month were performer deposits, but we also make our monthly payment to our festival director and about $5,000 in advertising. And we have started purchasing some equipment, some stuff up there on the farm. So the bottom line for the month related to the festival was just over 49,000. We had 215,000 of net assets coming into the month, so we're up to 264,000. I know that looks really good, but we have about 900,000 of expenses to be paid. So, I know a lot of people think that we're doing really, really well. We came out of debt, and we had a really financially successful fest last year, but we're significantly behind on ticket sales from where we were last year. So, we still need to sell tickets. We still need to raise money. Rob will talk about some initiatives we have there. I always say that, our people are our best salesmen, the people that have been to Fest, that love Fest. If everybody who loved Fest brought one extra person to Fest that was not there last year or was there in the past and can re-engage with them, then we'd be in great shape. So please, everybody, please try to get help out there and get some people to Fest. On the PFS side, we had some member dues and donations of 8,300 and interest income of over 1,000. The 8,300 is actually a little high this month compared to what we've been, because we've been tracking at because we did start an initiative once again that Rob will talk about. So we did start collecting some money there. Our expenses were also very high. You can see they exceeded revenue, which is a little atypical for us on the PFS side. But it was just the timing of things. Our D&O insurance policy was paid, and our Vimeo bill which came in. It's a quarterly bill, was paid. Though Trish Callahan's been doing great work helping us reduce that, so that expense will go down a lot in the future. So, just a little under 1,000 of a loss there on the PFS side. So total income for all activities is 48,284. Adding to the 504,000 of assets, we're up to 552. So now we can look at the balance sheet at the end of the day. That 552 is made up of 464,000 we have in cash. We have some sponsorships that we have gotten in, but we haven't collected the cash yet, 28,005. And we have money due from Opt for ticket sales that they've yet to transfer over to us of just under 60,000. Happy to say, as we always are, that we are up to date on all our debts. So we have no accounts payable, no borrowings on the line. So the 552,000 of assets are all equal to the total assets of the organization. So that's this month's treasurer's report. Thank you. And back to Eric.
Okay, thank you, Eric. One other thing that I wanted to add, and I want to thank Eric Robbins, for anybody who has had problems with the UPT system to buy tickets. You probably have gotten an email from Eric Robbins trying to help you through it or work things out. There have been a few hiccups, to say the least. And we are trying to work with UPT when any of those things come up. People reach out to us and we try to work with them to, resolve the issue so they can buy the tickets. If you know anybody who's having trouble, tell them to reach out to us. And we can make sure that, we can check to see if their tickets went through. We can figure out why their tickets didn't go through. And we've had a couple outages that we've worked on. All that said, if it wasn't for Eric Robbins staying on top of this stuff, it would not be as smooth as it actually is, even though it has been bumpy at times. So, Eric, thank you for everything you do with that. I am going to now throw it over to Michael Braunfeld for the festival update.
Thank you, Eric. Good evening, everybody. I apologize, but dependent on notes this evening, so you'll see the top of my head most likely, but it's just been that kind of a week. It has been a busy month. So festival-wise, we've opened up the applications for media passes. We've launched our T-shirt contest. So if you're an artist, or even if you are not, feel free to take a stab at it and submit a design. You can win 2 all-festival tickets, as well as a couple of T-shirts that you drew up for us. We've had another round of performer announcements. It was met with largely positive reviews and picked up traction in a lot of the music industry media. I've been personally pleased to see how much support Dan DeLuca has been continuing to throw our way, and the fact that he seems to be a big fan of the moves we've been making this year. Speaking of public relations, I've been working with Mixtape Media on the schedule for the upcoming performer announcements. The plan currently is to release now on a weekly basis moving forward. So depending on the news cycles, you should be expecting to see the remaining main stage artists at the end of this week, followed by our Thursday night Campers Only concert, followed by the Friday afternoon concert artists, as well as our MAC performers and other Philadelphia and regionally based artists, Dulcimer Grove and children's performers and activities, and ending up with the full weekend schedule and pushing whatever's newsworthy immediately leading up to the event. The weekend schedule's completion was delayed for several days, as I had no power for about 76 hours after last Thursday's storm. I hope everybody made it out better than I did. But the programming is nearly complete. We're on schedule still to have it finished and all PFS contracts issued and executed earlier than I can remember ever seeing it in the years that I've been involved with the event. We have finalized our deal with Klondike for sound and main stage lighting. Toward a production and Blind Justice Music will be providing assistance with securing backline this year, as well as advancing tech with artists, and coordinating with both Klondike and the rest of our production committee to ensure that everything's running smoothly during the festival. I did want to point out that our early bird day pass sale will be ending on July 14th. After that, adult tickets will be going up $20 in price. So that would be from 80 to 100 on Friday, 100 to 120 on Saturday, and 85 to 105 for Sunday's concert. Youth tickets will be an additional 10 after July 15th. So from 45 to 55 for Friday, 50 to 60 Saturday, and 45 to 55 for Sunday. So if anybody on this call
First
joining
of all,
in on
there's papers in here that are important for our camper, okay?
If,
sorry, was that for me or?
if somebody put themselves
Okay.
on mute, if you can.
Gotcha. So I would just say if you're a day tripper, grab them now while you can. On a last note, I'd like to end on something a bit personal, and without going into too much detail. There are a couple people without whom, and I really can't overstate this, this festival could not operate. And they're going through separate, intensely challenging personal difficulties right now. And I just want to say that seeing how the committees, management and leadership team members, and the board of directors themselves have stepped up and stepped in to rally around them and help get the jobs completed has really served as a reminder of how special this festival and the society is. Our volunteers get the job done, and they get it done no matter what, and their family. And I'm personally grateful for you all, and I just want to say how proud I am to be involved with such an amazing team.
Thank you, Michael, and we're very pleased with everything that you're doing, and we support you.
Anne has a question.
Yeah, let's do questions at the end. I do want to take a moment and introduce two people who came on board that are going to be helping out with marketing, especially with social media and other things. And I'm going to make sure that it's Julie Sansone and Nancy Schwartz. I can say Nancy Schwartz because I have a client of the same name, so but it's not you. But
It's not me.
Basically Julie and Nancy have stepped up to help out with marketing. They're extremely knowledgeable and they're gonna help out a lot. So thank you for coming on board. And I know Nancy is a longtime fester, so so she knows. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about potentially if there's any update, and I don't know if there is, about 2026 spring thing or fall fling. Rob, any updates?
We've kind of decided that we are willing to work out an opportunity to have that in 2026. But we're going to need folks to kind of reach out to me to let me know that you're interested in doing that. I'm not going to be running it. No one on the board will be running it. It'll require members of the folks on society that are interested in running it again. Some of you on this meeting have a great deal of information and history with it. Because I'm focused right now on fundraising, I think it's best to postpone this discussion. But for those folks, if they can reach out to me, we can begin to make preparations so that we can ascertain whether it's possible to do again in 2026. The board is willing to do that. We feel that financially, if we can understand the finances, as long as there's volunteers to do it, we're in the position that we can do it. With that said, that's kind of vague, but so in other words, there's not much to update. We need to hear from you, our members, if there's an interest. I can't really develop a budget until I talk with some of the previous leadership of those events. So reach out, but right now there'll be less on it until after the fest.
Thanks, Rob.
Diane.
I am going, Rob. And if you could mute yourselves if you're not speaking, that would be great. Rob, I'm going to stick with you with the development report. And do you want to talk about the grant?
Right. Yes, definitely want to talk about development. Now, that's where a lot of my energies right now are going to be on, and as well as so many of our other folks on our RD team. I want to do a shout out to our amazing resource development team. They've been working so hard, and we got a real big win. Two of our members, Deb Halpern and Eric Robbins, were able to secure a brand new sponsorship today from First Trust Bank. Couldn't have been done without either of them. And it's really kudos to them. They're gonna be patron sponsors. It's a $5,000 sponsorship. It's pretty exciting because we hadn't had any real banks support us until now, at least not in the last couple of years. So that's moving us closer to our sponsorship goal. Our goal is 50,000. We're at, I believe, about 33,000 right now. So we have a ways to go still. If any of you are interested in sponsorships, let me know right away. The door is closing on that. But as far as ads, we still have a lot more time for those. We do need more people on our ad teams. I was able today to reach out to about a third of our folks that did ads last year, and I believe I can cover all that myself. But we have a lot of new prospects that I'm going to need other people to reach out to. We have the prospects, we have some of the contact information, some of that needs to still be researched. If there's folks that are interested, again, please reach out to me. And we definitely can use your help. We would have materials for you to reach out via email. You might have to find some of the emails and phone numbers, but we have all of these names here. And I also want to thank, of course, Joe Henderson has been a big support on the sponsorship side. Most of our efforts right now, though, and the big story here is that we have two major fundraising events a year. One, of course, is the Gene Shea event, which was a big success last year. We raised about $40,000 last year, which is more than the first year. But what's going on right now? Who can tell me what we have right now? Anybody know? We have the Fest Friendathon. That's right. It's our other opportunity. And as Eric mentioned, we really need to take advantage of this opportunity. We are behind in ticket sales. So if you're not going to be buying extra tickets, there's a great way to pitch in a few bucks. And if you've already given enough money to the Philadelphia Folk Song Society, as many of you have, then let other people know about it. The Friendathon is something you can just send out a link, ask some people you know to give a couple bucks, and it all builds up together. This year we're giving out a flushable porta potty for the first prize team, a regular porta potty for second prize team, and lots of ice and other good stuff for the third prize team. So we need everybody to be involved. If you have more questions, you're not sure what I'm talking about, just email me. I'll send you a link. You can take a look at it and you'll better understand. Again, a lot of people have made that possible, but no one more than Erin Gorse is on this call, really pulled that together. Erin, is there something you'd like to add?
No, I think you covered it. I think it's just, I guess the one thing I'd add is that new this year is that everyone so it's a fun, we're not asking you to run a 5K, we're asking you to come camp and have fun. So I think that's way better than, us having you run an Ironman or anything like that. But it's the same kind of concept. You have your fundraising page that you send to other people. So everyone that fundraises $250 or more gets reserved seating for themselves for the festival. So I think that's exciting too. So, support your favorite team. You can send their team link out. If you don't want to sign up for your own page, you can just send out the link for the favorite site that you have, some site that's let you hang out with them at night. Like if you don't have a site that wants to participate, but just anybody can hop on and help. So
Who's in the lead right now?
Who hill?
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Yeah, the llamas did really well last year, so we're still waiting for a couple more teams to jump on board. And thank you, Erin, for reminding us that even if you're not in a campsite, you can also just win, free reserve seating for the whole weekend by just raising $250. I also want to give a shout out to the guy that's about to be admitted, a guy named Alfred Burt. I don't even know Alfred Burt, but I want to thank Alfred Burke, who is a guy who did pick up when I asked we need help. Nina Owens asked her team, and Alfred Burt has been walking around asking different businesses for ads, and lo and behold, he's picked up 3 ads worth about $500 or more already. So it can be done. So thank you, PFS members, for pitching in and making this happen. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob. And Aaron, stay there because we have a membership report next.
Okay. So let me just, pull it up so that I can see it. All right. So this month for June, we are at 905 members, which is up from last month. We're up 21. We had 48 new people either sign up new or renew. They canceled out 27 that lapsed. So hopefully all those 27 are in that 48. So we have been able to, with the making progress in our move to our new CRM, it's a lot easier to send out emails for people that have lapsed. So if you've gotten one of those emails, and if you've gotten an email from me saying that your membership might have lapsed and you don't think that's correct, like please let me know, because it's also helping us identify some of the things that need to be fixed in the CRM before we fully send it out to everyone. The CRM is our new system that we're using to manage everybody's memberships and the new website that we're going to be using. So there have been, it's a lot of data that goes in there. So there have been some little things that didn't end up in the right place. So it's helping me figure out what some of those things are as people are reaching out saying that that's the case. So, but yeah, so hopefully people are getting those reminders now, realizing that it's time to renew their membership and they're re-signing up. So the next big step, I combined again my membership report and my CRM update, but the next big step now is that pretty soon I'm gonna be sending out an email to everybody, letting them know that they can try logging into the new member portal. There won't be a ton of stuff in there for you to do yet, but you can at least check your contact information, and make sure we have your email address right and stuff like that. As we move forward, that'll be where we're pulling the emails from for the tune-ups and things like that. So we want to make sure we have the best email to reach you on. And then again, that'll help us just make sure we're ironing out any of the little intricacies of the new system, and then hopefully keep growing. So I think that's
And then
it.
at some point, I think in that member portal, we're going to have some extra perks. I think.
Yes, there's exciting stuff coming. So the first, get yourself logged in, make sure you can get yourself in there, and then you'll be ready when we have fun stuff to share in there that you can log in and get to right away.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Mara and Jefferson, if you want to talk to us about the musical artists cooperative, MAC.
Sure, if Jefferson can share screen, he's got a couple of things to put up. I'll talk first about open mic, and then Jefferson can talk about the upcoming performances. Are you with us, Jefferson?
I think he's on mute.
You're muted.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, if you could share that Word doc first, that would be super helpful.
That's what we're going to do.
Perfect.
Here we are.
Great. So we have less, coming up because our efforts are going to be focused on Fest. So we have a few shows, and Jefferson will talk about that. But I want to talk about the open mics. At one of our shows, we have the Keswick Theater, our monthly free show for members, also has an open mic. And this month of July needs to be unplugged because we're doing our show alongside the Ryan Adams Heartbreaker Tour show, which starts at 8 at the same time as our open mic. So for folks who want to come to the open mic, we just have to make you aware it's unplugged, and you're going to have to go through security So it's really important that you don't bring prohibitive items, that you want to have your capos and other metal items outside of your instrument case. So I really just want to stress that we are still having the open mic, but it's unplugged and there's security stuff going on there. And then, of course, we always have our Zoom open mic on the third Wednesday of every month. And I will put, when we're able to chat share, I'll put the sign up form or contact me to participate. We regularly have a decent turnout, usually anywhere between, let's say, 12 and 20 people every month. And we have a great time, a lot of wonderful talent. And Tom Six helped us out, and Tom Cooney are actually, we're recording and either live streaming or recording and then posting videos of the performances afterwards. And it's going to the Philadelphia Folk Song Society YouTube page. The other thing I'd like to mention is that we have a team of people that have been working on the MAC artist pages on the website. There always used to be the co-op pages where you could check out the artists and performances. Currently, our performances are up there, but we are working on the artist pages, and the team is working very diligently. And the goal is to have the artist pages up by July 12th and live for anyone to be able to look at our artists and click through to their websites, etc. So that's pretty exciting also. And our efforts, everybody's efforts is going to be towards marketing Fest between now and Fest. So I'll turn that over to Jefferson to talk about the performances themselves.
Okay. So what we have coming up this Sunday is Philly Mac Fest 25, a day-long celebration. We've hooked up with Swarthmore Borough, closed down the street, Park Avenue, and we are taking over the Swarthmore Township Amphitheater. It's about 120 seat amphitheater. But up on the street, we're going to have a couple of food trucks. We got partnerships with Pee Wee's Ice Cream and Rolling Fatty's Barbecue Smoke Shack. I personally checked their stuff out, and it's of very high quality. The show's going to start off at about 12:30 with Two of a Kind and Mr. David C. Perry. They're perennial Dulcimer Grove artists, so it's a big family event. It should be pretty cool. And the King, Edge Hill, Gluten-Free Flourtown Doughboys are going to start our adult session. For those who don't know, this is the Edge Hill Rounders, minus a couple folks. Two of a Kind then is coming back to do their adult show, which is pretty cool. I've got my little act coming up on about 3:30. Megan Carey follows that. Aaron Nathans. Cubism is coming together for the first time with all their people in good health in some time for their show. Ernie and Kicking Down Doors. And we're going to finish it off with the Jersey Corn Pickers band. As good a bluegrass band as there is in Philadelphia. And all these guys are MAC members that played last year's Philadelphia Folk Festival.
You have a ticket link for that and prices?
The ticket link is pfs.org/PFS-MAC.
I'll try to put that in the chat when we're able to share.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, put that up in the chat, and we're selling tickets.
You can do that now, Mark.
Yeah,
Okay, great, thanks.
I got $10 tickets for folks, and for everybody else, for members, and for everybody else, it's $15. It's like $1 an act. Come on now, you gotta be going in a whole hog for that, right? So that's what we have planned, and we'd moved this back out of July to give the folk festival some room, and we'll be there, promoting the folk festival. But all these folks played together under the tent last fest on Friday, almost all of them. I guess a couple of them were on other stages, but it was such a good time that we thought we would come together and do it again. So hope to see you all there. It's going pretty well. Still looking for, if you can't swing the $10, hey, I'm still looking for volunteers, and you can get me at Jefferson Berry 887@gmail.
Great.
All right, how about those other two shows for July? You want to switch to those?
Oh, let me get those up.
I think I gave you a flyer there.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Cool. All right, let's see. Yes, here we go. Jason Ager and Kate Gaffney are going to be at the Keswick on July 15th. I heard Kate was a board member and is a fabulous country singer-songwriter type, just like really, really unique and fun. Jason Ager, I was not that familiar with, but his performance of the on the WXPN 24-hour challenge was really, really, really impressive. And so a couple of singer-songwriters, note cover, very good time at the Keswick Theater on Tuesday, July 15th. Couples on July 17th with Jeanette and Steve and Rusty and Jan at Naked Brewing. Naked Brewing is like a really cool little venue. You go downstairs and it's kind of like, if you've seen pictures of the Beatles at the Cavern, it kind of looks like that. And locals show up for it. And of course, we've been fairly well represented by members as well up there in Bristol. So another great Mac show for you to look forward to.
And that's what we have for June and July, and the rest of the time we're going to be working on promoting Fest.
Okay, thank you, Jefferson and Mara. Definitely go check out some of those shows. And we are then going to go to Julie Leinhauser with our community outreach and partnership report.
Hey everyone. Let me just get this shared real quick. Okay. So some really great shows coming up in July. These are the shows that we're partnering with for July. We've got Rising Sun Presents the River Roads Music Festival. Just so you know, PFS members can now get 20% off of select shows with Rising Sun Presents. The code is PFS25. I'm just going to trust that you're all members. If you are not a member, the code is FOLK25 and you get 10% off. So become a member. Rising Sun Presents Dawes with Phosphorescent. Again, you get the 20% off at that show. Trout Fishing in America, amazing kids group. I've loved them since I was a kid, so you should go see that. If you have little ones, again, PFS members save 20%. The Sellersville on July 20th has the Slambovian Circus of Dreams. There is a PFS ticket member giveaway for that. So I can send you the link in the chat. I'll drop that in the chat in a couple minutes. We also have LaJola Presents Maybe I'm Amazed at the Keswick on July 20th, same day. PFS members save 20% with code AMAZED. Again, I'll drop that link in the chat. July 24th, Iron and Wine and I'm With Her. We will have a PFS table at 8 p.m. at the Keswick on July 24th. July 27th, Jerry Harrison and Adrian Bello, Remain in Light. 6:30 at Lower Merion. Again, that PFS member discount for that show. And then 8 p.m. on July 30th, I think that should say. Apologies for that. Happy Together Tour. It's the Turtles at the Keswick Theater. Again, we're likely to have a PFS member table. If you are interested in tabling any of these shows, please reach out to me. I'm julieleinhauser@gmail.com. Or the board, they can forward that over to you. I have to say, tabling is the most awesome opportunity. Last week, my boyfriend and I had the opportunity to table at Buddy Guy at the Keswick. It was an absolutely incredible show. So highly recommend if you're interested in seeing some cool shows.
Julie, can we add the July 15th show to that? Because that is a partner event. It's a free member concert or monthly member concert.
Yes, we can get that added. Apologies for not having.
Oh, that's okay. I should make sure that I give you those each month. So
yeah, Mara, just throw that in for the tune-up because there's so much already on this graphic. Yeah, I think that's all I have. I will toss those links in the chat.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
One thing I'm going to add to that a little bit is the Rising Sun Presents August 1st show in Bryn Mawr, because I think our next meeting is going to be pretty close to that. But I think you had July, so
Yeah.
but August 1st, it's a preview for Fest at the Bryn Mawr.
It's at the Bryn Mawr one. Yep.
Yep. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
And that's a free show. So come out for that. It'll be a really great preview, get together with everyone pre-fest.
Yep. Next up, I don't know, we already went over the CRM. So we're up to our Q&A from members. So if any members have any questions, raise your hand and I will call on you. Trish, you're up first.
Hey, everybody. So this is kind of an archives update. Back on April 28th, we received 17 boxes from Iron Mountain Storage, and they were requested by me because in what it said on the list, they were all boxes of cassettes, and many of them had been made by the archives crew over the years, so I knew pretty much exactly what was going to be in there. However, there were a few things that were really cool surprises, and I want to kind of just give you a quick update. So I digitized the 1964 Philadelphia Folk Festival, and Friday night was an international music collection of really interesting, fascinating dance groups and music groups. Saturday night was Doc Watson, Son House, Judy Collins, Mississippi John Hurt, Theo Bickel, Tom Paxton, Phil Oakes, and Seamus Ennis, introduced by Judy Collins, Bill Monroe, who partnered with Doc Watson as the group that was ending the concert. There were 23 groups on the main stage that night. And Kenny Goldstein said in the introduction, he goes, I don't know how long this is going to go, but it could be 2 or 3 in the morning. And this was on the Wilson farm. So keep in mind, it's 1964, totally predates anything that we're doing now with township regulations. But the sound is wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to being able to share it with everybody who's a member sometime in the future. But also, then on Sunday morning, Saturday wasn't it? Sunday morning, Kenny Goldstein chides all of the people who are late for their workshop because he's there at 10 o'clock, but they're not. And that workshop included the Reverend Gary Davis. This is Songs of a Religious Nature is what it was called. Reverend Gary Davis, John Hurt, and Doc Watson, among a whole bunch of others. And then there was the open song session. And I want to tell you, I'm talking about something that was 60 years ago, and singing by members and people that are part of our community that come out to share a song and be part of not the professional presenters is as old as our entire history. And so everything that the MAC group is doing, everything that we're doing to bring small performers out and give them a comfortable space to perform and an audience is part of exactly who we are and what we've done from the very beginning. But in the open song session, there's a guy called Kincaid Taj Mahal. He's there from Boston. And as part of his song at the end, he says, and I need a ride back to Boston tonight if anybody's going that way. Could you come see me after this session? And I really need a ride. And then the next person who gets up right after him is his name is John Phillips. And I'm thinking, Papa John Phillips? So I went back and I looked and I listened. It's Papa John Phillips from New York, who didn't come back to the next folk festival because by then he was in the Mamas and the Papas. This is 1964. He was launched as a whole different kind of rock star. And then the last guy who comes up, his name is Mike Cooney. And it's Michael Cooney. It's our Michael Cooney, the very first time that he was recorded for the Philadelphia Folk Festival. So anyway, I just want you to know that there are treasures in our entire archives, and it's a joy for me to go back and find them and digitize them and be able to tell you that we have them. And I can't wait till I am able to share them with you. So there we go. There's my archives update.
Thank you, Trish, and I can't wait to hear them too.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing. And I don't know if it's Jenny or Eric has their hand raised, so or both of you. Or
Eric, it's me. It's me. I don't know if you can hear me.
Speak louder.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Eric.
Okay. One of our Philadelphia Folk Festival icons is not doing very well right now. Our previous production co-chair, Jeremy Birnbaum, is very ill. And I hope that all of us will send him our prayers. And Jeremy and I were supposed to perform together this year at the Philadelphia Folk Festival in Dulcimer Grove, doing our usual children's performance, but Jeremy is not going to be able to do that. But I am going to do that on Jeremy's behalf. So he's awfully ill, and I hope that our festival community will send their prayers and well wishes to him, and I will be in touch with people about doing a memorial performance for him this year. And that's all I've got. So Jenny, please mute me.
And Eric, thank you for everything that you do, and also being such an important friend of Jeremy's. I know that he appreciates that very, very much. I'm also going to have Joe Henderson reach out to you at some point and talk about coordinating some of the things that we had talked about. Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Raise your hand. All right. So I'm going to adjourn the meeting. I don't know if we need a motion. We don't need a motion to bring it to order, but I'll just do it just because it's a fun thing. Anybody want to make a motion to
I move to close the meeting.
Joe motions? Anybody second?
I'll second.
Rob seconds. All right, the meeting is now closed. Thank you for everybody for coming. If you haven't bought your ticket, buy your tickets for Fest. If you know somebody who hasn't bought their tickets yet, have them buy their tickets for Fest. And if you know anybody that wants to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers.